Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Sacramento region. We've had a couple days of fog, and it has been quite lovely, and I gotta say this soccer pitch looks pretty darn good. We're here at the Division 5 level for the Sac Joaquin section. This is the section championship here on the NFHS network, where it all starts here. Hello again, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Greg Cotta. I'm alongside Joey Gonzalez. We've got a couple of teams going up against each other, Joey. The Capital Christian Cougars, they're a team who has had a very successful season. They're really used to being at this point, while on the other side, the Highlands Scots, they're here for the first time.
Yeah, sort of a Cinderella team, a sixth seed coming in to Division 5, won their opening round against West Campus on penalty kicks and knocked out Riverbank, the second-seeded team, 1-0 to get here to these finals. It's the first time that Highlands has gotten past the first round here in these in section playoffs, so a big opportunity here for the Highlands Scots.
Yeah, Scots are going to choose to kick off. Now, they do have 4 midfielders out today. They've got 2 forward and 4 back on defense. So they're going to be having that extra guy in the midfield, and hopefully, Joey, they can be controlling that tempo.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you talk about keys to the game here. If we were talking about beforehand, ball control for the Scots in the midfield. They also want to pick shots wisely. Looking at Highlands, as there's a shot on goal already for the Scots. I'm sorry, looking at Capital Christian, a run and gun style here. They want to keep pressure, control, maintain tempo, and keep ball forward. So with their 4-3-3 formation, they really want to be aggressive here to try to win. As you were talking about beforehand, some tradition here for Capital Christian going for their 4th straight section championship here.
So Capital Christian wearing the bright, it's called green, but it's more of a highlighter yellow, going up against the blue and white striped Scots. And we've had a lot of back and forth again. Yeah, 1 shot on goal so far for the Scots, but it was a slow roller. And the back 4 for Capital Christian moving all the way up to midfield at this point. And Capital Christian's number 7, Taylor Garcia, gets a pass forward, and we get the first shot attempt coming from Capital Christian, but it wasn't quite on goal. Just a couple minutes into the game here, and we're going to have our very first goal kick.
Yeah, you were talking about that again before the game here, Greg, that look for Capital Christian to be real aggressive here. May want to spend a little time trying to fill each other out, but for the most part, they're going to keep everybody forward. 3 defenders back. They feel they have the speed to be able to contend with Highlands formation.
So Sotelo is going to be throwing the ball in. However, he's going to be running into none other than number 14, Micah Vincia. And the ball works its way to the far side of the field, and Capital Christian is going to have a throw-in.
Generally, you see the lights go up when the sun goes down here, and the Sac Joaquin section. But neat to see the lights here at the fog on the field.
Yeah, it is really kind of a unique scene. We haven't really had some fog like this in the region for quite a while, but yesterday I couldn't see 10 feet out my window, and today was the same thing. But it's cleared up nicely enough for us to see this. Here's a long kick coming in. It's going to get headed away by the Cougars. And their 3 forwards are going to try to make their run. There was a good little nutmeg of a pass coming up to the sideline. Getting it to Danny Garrett. And Garrett's going to push forward up to Herskowitz, and the team captain's going to lose control. And the teams are going to be jockeying for it here in the middle.
Yeah, a lot of the action is going to take place, as we were talking about, in the middle of the field. Teams, there's offsides here on Capital Christian. Teams really going to be jockeying for position there and try to take advantage of the mismatches.
And Paul Herskowitz, the forward, number 15, wearing the red armband on his shoulder, team captain, senior. So 4-time defending champs. He's been here plenty of times.
Yeah, Herskowitz, 4-time or 4-year varsity starter Talking with Coach Alvarez before the game. Capital Christian, they really put some goals on the board here in these section playoffs. 9 goals total. Beat Bear River in the opening round 5-1. Then knocked off fifth-seeded Linden 4-0 in the semis. So they put a lot of pressure on their opponent. Looking at Highlands. Highlands won the opening round over West Campus on penalty kicks, and then put up beat Riverbank 1-0. So really going up against a traditional power against Capital Christian, but they're used to playing the underdog Cinderella, so they're hoping to play Cinderella here today as we got a collision down
Yeah,
in
it looks
difficulty.
like two opponents going head to head, and both of them are still on the turf.
Looks like Micah Bansea here for Capital Christian. Can't see who the Highlands player is.
Yeah, and I see Zach Fort running in, and it looks like everybody's okay. I didn't see any of the trainers get nervous, which tells me that everybody on the field had a pretty good idea of that being something manageable.
I
But
believe it's Pedro Alcala there shaking up for Highlands.
so Capital Christian's going to take the free kick right around midfield, sending 3 forward to set up for this. Excuse me, 5 forward to set up for this. So they're going to bring the ammo. And a hard kick ball is going to get down into the box, headed out, and that's going to be a corner kick for Capital Christian.
Aware play there by Saul Ramos, just clearing it, but an scoring opportunity here for the Cougars.
So taking that free kick for the Cougars is going to be Joseph Marino. It's going to be low and almost headed in, but it was punched away by the keeper.
Yeah, George Silva, good job of punching it away.
So Highlands trying to push it forward, slow things down, maintaining possession. Through ball is thwarted.
You can see Capital Christian doing a good job getting their defensive line back. I mean, almost setting up a solid wall, making things difficult for Highlands to get into scoring position.
Here's Garrett going along the right side. He's going to push it forward to Herskowitz. He's going to cross it into the box, and it's not quite on target, but Popov was there, couldn't connect, and it's going to roll out of bounds. Highland's going to take the throw in.
Yeah, nice crossing kick there by Herskowitz, but you said it, Popov just a little late getting to it. Couldn't connect on time.
Capital Christian already with possession again. And the throw is loftily headed away, but referee's going to say he saw too much contact before the ball got to the defender, and they're going to take a quick free kick. The Scots send a good ball onside. Let's see if they can set something up here. As Sotelo comes in from the left wing. And once again, Capital Christian moves back, plays some sound defense.
Yeah, well, Highlands is going to have to take some advantage of those opportunities because Capital Christian doing a good job of getting that, the defensive line back. So they'll have to take, some of these, I call them, take advantage of some of these breakaways and get some two-on-one type situations going if they're going to be successful here this morning.
And here comes Danny Garrett. Garrett has options, tries to push it through,
Yeah,
and cleared away by the Scots defense.
you could see the speed there on the forwards, on the wings. Herskowitz just out running the defense.
And that ball stays in bounds, but it's going to roll all the way back for a goal kick. Although it was a pretty one if one of his teammates had picked it up. It was Joseph Marino there with the right-footed kick.
Capital Christian, the champions of the Golden Empire League. Again, they are back-to-back, actually back-to-back defending 6 champions. and in fact have won 3 straight championships in a row. Going 3-2 in section finals. They're on a 7-game win streak.
Highlands getting the throw in. About 10 minutes of action so far. Nothing too exciting, just a couple of near opportunities. As Ramos takes the inbounded throw. Taylor Garcia now with possession on top of the box. He's going to go pass over to his teammate, number 8, Danny Garrett. And some good Highlands defense is going to give the Cougars a bit of an awkward throw in. It just came on the near side of the flag. But let's see if their number 8 here has a bit of a cannon, because he's going to want to make a long throw into the box, and his teammates are lining up as if he's going to reach him.
Yeah, right there. Set up right in front of the box. Herskowitz right there.
And a bit short, but it makes some bounces. Scott's able to move it forward. This is one of the breakaways they've been looking for, Joey.
Yeah, I mean, with control there from Castaneda.
And Capital Christian's defense and stops that fast break.
Yeah, Castaneda trying to take it all the way was able to stop it right in front of the goal, but gets stopped before he can make any kind of progress.
Here's a high ball going to the box. Some contact midair, nothing called. All clean here. And here comes Ramos again. Can't maintain it. And Vincea kicked it on. And Capital Christian Cougars getting their second corner kick of the game.
Yeah, already you can see, Capital Christian starting to pick up the pace here, trying to stay aggressive. 3 shots so far on goal. Looking for that one to get in.
So it's going to be Moreno on the corner. Herskowitz in the box alongside Vincia. And that's exactly where he sent it. And Vincia's kick kind of trickles out of bounds. Good idea. That didn't quite execute. 12 minutes into the action.
Yeah, Vincia just couldn't control it there.
Here's Ramos again, really controlling the left side of the field. He gets it to Sotelo. And Garrett also putting together a nice game. Gets it up to Garcia. Now Garcia loses it, but again intercepted by Capital Christian's defense. So a lot of back and forth here, but ultimately I'd say Capital Christian's winning the possession game.
Yeah, obviously they've been the aggressors here so far. Have been in the attacking third for the most part of the contest.
Oh, and pretty close there. Good effort there coming from Danny Garrett, who has been up and down this entire sideline. I think we're starting to understand his role.
Yeah, trying to stay aggressive, looking for some openings there and opportunities coming from the wing.
So another goal kick.
Nice.
It's low and driven, and it's actually going to get through the defense. And Capital Christian's going to have to clear it, and the Scots are going to get some of their best, probably their best opportunity to set something up in a couple minutes.
Oh, yeah.
At least.
Yeah, Zach Fort being able to get to it and, as you said, clear it before Highlands had an opportunity to get to it.
Ramos throws it into Arizaga, and then was going to kick it, or didn't quite kick it out of bounds. I believe actually Danny Garrett was the one who defended it, so reset for Ramos. Now Ramos not looking for the long throw. That's about the only option he has. And bicycle kicked on by Sotelo. And here comes Garrett again. There's Ramos. And no call.
Yeah, no whistle.
So referees had a better look than we did. So I'll take their word for it. No penalty called. No
Well,
penalty happened.
well, you can see they're letting some contact happen without too much of a whistle, and really going to have to see something and have a clear indication before blowing the whistle. The official will, has to make sure that he sees some contact before there's anything happening before he blows that whistle.
So we've got two freshmen coming into the game, Bryce Turnipseed and Christian Brenton. So they're going to be 3 and 13 respectively.
Folks, you are watching live coverage of the Sac Joaquin Section Soccer Championships on the NFHS Network. NFHSnetwork.com/CIFSJS is your destination for the most comprehensive coverage of Sac Joaquin Section playoff and championship action, from live games to full game replays to highlights. It's all here at NFHSnetwork.com/CIFSJS.
So the Scots are hanging, but Capital Christian is definitely going downhill at this point. But they have not had anything too successful, nothing really to warrant fear for the Scots at this point. But Scots are going to want to start getting some offense going.
Yeah, and we talked about that for the most part. I think from my perspective, take advantage of some of these opportunities. Opportunities will be there enough for Capital Christian with their formation, staying aggressive, and Capital Christian will kind of have to pick their spots. But as time winds down, you're right, Greg. They will have to try to get a bit more aggressive if they're hoping to secure this championship. Good crowd on here for Cap Christian.
Yeah, they definitely travel. And they're looking for another win, and that one goes off the post and then up through the uprights. So that's everything but a goal. And it looks like, yep, that's going to be a goal kick.
Great.
So that was as close as it gets on two different occasions in about 4 seconds.
Yeah, great job on the first attempt there by the keeper George Silva, and I believe it was Vansea just not able to keep it down. He had it wide open, had Silva down on the floor, could not capitalize.
Sotelo tries to push a ball through to Ramos and can't quite get it there. And a deep kick is going to be a throw-in for the Cougars. So just as I was saying, nothing to be scared of. Well, that was a pretty scary play. So I'm sorry if that was my fault for those Scots fans at home. But we've got a ball game now, as this ball is going to land fair.
You tend to see that midway through the opening half, through the first half, you'll see teams start to get aggressive as they try to jockey for some opportunities before the half.
So a player down, referee going to check on him. He's rubbing his head, but it seems to be okay. Cap Christian throwing in from midfield. Good clearance there by the right back. Works its way back to Zach Fort, and then the keeper, Johnson, is going to be picking it up. Ramos clears it again. Throw in from Marino. So Zach Fort and Joseph Marino have been calling big shots down at the back four, both of them seniors. And that back four on defense has looked pretty solid so far.
Yeah, they've really kind of set up a wall back there and really made things difficult for Highlands.
Marino up the right side of the pitch. Cheeky ball gets up to number 13, Christian Brenton. The freshman can't quite maintain it, though, but they are going to get the throw in.
Yeah, Ruiz Martinez just beating him to the ball to clear it. You said there, Capital Christian setting up in front of the net. Herskowitz playing behind.
So Marino, the right back, throws it in. They try to move it forward, and the Scots are going to clear it again. Zach Fort heads it. And he's got one teammate open, and that is Sotelo, but the pass isn't quite there. Really, the window wasn't big enough for him to be able to get it to Sotelo's feet. And we are halfway through the first half.
Yeah, would have been a difficult opportunity there. Sotelo had 1-on-4.
And we see the athleticism there coming from Herkowitz. And the cross is low. Highlands just trying to clear it. Taylor Garcia with possession. Garcia driving out on the right wing. And his ball is going to gently roll out of bounds. And actually, Capital Christian's going to get the corner.
Yeah.
So Garcia wants it. He lets Marino know. And Marino heads into the box.
Talk about the aggressiveness here, Greg. Already 6 shots by Capital Christian to 1 for Highlands.
And make it 7, and that one was on goal. And a good save there coming from George Silva.
Yeah, Silva's been active today.
And him coming off of that 1-0 victory, just a clean sheet last week. A good showing that he knows how to handle these high-pressure situations.
Yeah, and talking with Coach Rios, it didn't seem as if Highlands was at all nervous about the opportunity. In fact, to be honest with you, it seemed as if they were, they looked really loose and really, happy to have an opportunity, a chance to play Cinderella here and underdog, or I should say, in this underdog role.
Arzaga loses possession in the midfield. And, we mentioned the aggressiveness of Capital Christian. When they had 7 guys in the box on a corner kick, well, now they've got 8 guys back on defense. So their midfield is really going both ways today and getting their hustle in. But no points so far to show for it, and a free kick going to be coming about 25 yards away from the goal box. Or excuse me, from the goal. It's chipped in. And off the side of the net, going to be a goal kick. But that's the first shot we've seen in a while from the Scots.
Yeah, good opportunity there for Highlands, but better defense from Capital Christian, not allowing to control that ball. Really had a poor angle at the goal.
There's Ruano. And he's going to get an opportunity to Castaneda. And a good hustle from Ruano to try to get possession. And they're going to lose it. Here comes Herskowitz. And a good clearance there by the Scots defense.
Yeah, Scott's just doing enough to not allow those shots, but you can see the speed here from the Capital Christian forwards, just quicker to the ball, and even defensively. I mean, Capital Christian just with tremendous speed and making things difficult here for Highlands.
So here's Moreno with the throw in, the right back. Looking for Herskowitz. Finds him. And again, a more awkward corner. So, or not quite a corner, a more awkward throw in. And Moreno about to throw it in and agrees he's going to take it. Tosses over to Herskowitz. And that's going to be a goal kick. So Scott's still breathing. They're weathering this storm.
Folks, to buy a DVD keepsake of today's event, click on the blue Get the DVD button directly under your event video player, or click on the Buy a DVD button on the top right-hand corner of the NFHS Network website. Make today's memories last a lifetime with a DVD from the NFHS Network. We are high school.
And looks like the Scots are going to get a shot here, and that's the best look they've had so far today. But Jalen Johnson there waiting, and he's able to just cradle that one.
Yeah, Johnson, one of the better keepers in fact, the best keeper in the Golden Empire League. 95 saves on the year. You know, this Capital Christian team the past 3 years, not this year, but last 3 years, is a nationally ranked team. And so imagine the story here if Highlands is able to come away with a win, the upset victory today. It'd be a tremendous upset.
I can say that if they do sneak a goal past, I think they're going to be focusing on defense a lot
Yeah.
more from that point. Try to maybe park the bus and shut it down. But they got to keep weathering this storm of this full frontal attack of Capital Christian. And there's a good ball forward, but he's got a 1-on-3. Again, scooped, and that almost found the top corner of the net.
Yeah, I like Highlands starting to get aggressive here. 3 good shots here within the last few minutes.
And I think that was Sotelo on the shot. Indeed it was. Sotelo up there with Alcala.
Good
Scott's
footwork.
keeping good possession here. And that's courtesy of Castaneda, and he's just going to take it himself. It goes wide left. But he had to bob and weave through a few defenders to get that.
And Highlands really looks to be as if they're picking up some of this aggressiveness here. 3 shots here within the past few minutes after only having 1 shot in the first 20 or so.
So there's Sotelo. Now to Ruano. So Anguiano, haven't gotten to mention his name, Axel Anguiano over on the right end at the far side of the midfield. A bit quiet so far today, but really the entire far side of the field has actually been quiet. Both teams seem to keep it on the near side, especially Capital Christian's attack. Seeing a lot of it come in from the right side, which makes sense, mostly right-footed field. Thwarted by Garcia. Here comes Sotelo. Maybe a bit out of breath on that one. Couldn't quite get his target on.
Turn up speed, doing a good job playing defense and covering on that.
Here's Moreno. A really good ball up to Brenton.
Well, couldn't control it there.
Yeah, that was Ruano there.
Highlands will have to take advantage of those opportunities when they have numbers, because the aggressiveness here from Capital Christian and the way they've been playing defense really making it tough for opportunities. But again, I like the aggressiveness that they've shown here towards the latter half here of this first half.
So it's going to be another goal kick here. There was a bit of a miscommunication there between Moreno and Herskowitz. And a couple more substitutions actually coming back into the game.
Looks like Fernandez.
Yeah, Fernandez, the senior, coming back in.
Also a substitution here for the Scots. Have to wait to see who this is. That is
I gotta hand it this
Marcel Ramos.
hand it to the Scots with a much smaller roster. They are here and ready to run because they haven't looked tired yet.
No, yeah, you said it. They got a much smaller bench over there.
A bit of a trip there, but
Yeah, able to come away with the slide tackle, and good job there by Fernandez.
Danny Garrett's going to be taking the throw as we're now 30 minutes into the half. And have another 10 plus to go, depending on the referee's take on how the game's going. But we haven't had too much downtime.
No, yeah, so we'll see how much stoppage time they put.
It could be important, especially with these sparse strikes that Highlands have had. They've looked as good as Capital Christians by this point. And not quite cleared. However, Highlands now looking to run. Oh, and a great interception by Moreno there, because that could have been dangerous.
Yeah. Great footwork there by Moreno. Chance here for Highlands, so
So there's Ramos to Sotelo. And cleared away by Danny Garrett. Garrett gets up to Garcia. And Garcia runs into the Highlands defense. Again, that Highlands midfield seems to hold up, I guess it'd be easier to say, between the 20 and 30-yard line on the football field. But when they're hanging around there, Capital Christian hasn't had any clean passes through them.
no, they've done a good job. It's you said the mids right there protecting that area.
So the keeper running all the way back to the clock to get the ball for the goal kick. And again, 0-0 here on the NFHS Network. We thank you so much for joining us here. The Highland Scots going up against the Capital Christian Cougars. For those of you just joining us, the Cougars in their highlighter yellow jerseys with the blue numbers and the blue and white stripes are courtesy of the Scots. Goal kick is low and ends up trickling out of bounds. But a good 60, 70-yard kick. And Cap Christian now looking to push. Herskowitz.
Yeah, down into those waning moments here of the half, you'll start to see the teams start to get more aggressive as they're looking to capitalize. We'll see if Highlands can equal the aggressiveness here from Capital Christian.
And slide is called clean there. Shin hit the ground, but tumbled in a pretty clean somersault.
Yeah. Some athleticism there from Shin.
Yep, and there's the whistle. Almost something. And Cougars take it quick.
Yep.
Here's Marina.
Pedro Alcala just extending that foot out. And
Marino tries to take it himself all the way from the right back position and ends up running into that wall, but looked pretty until it ended. And low, slow roller is cradled there by George Silva.
it seems as if Herskowitz, it's been a while here since he's gotten involved. We'll see if he gets starts to look to be more aggressive as this first half starts to come to a close.
Here could be a good opportunity for Highlands. And
Oh,
a dead stop. Both neither party moving. A hard slide. It looked like head to foot.
yeah, it's a ugly collision there. It looked like as if the keeper here for Capital Christian, Jalen Johnson, running into the knee, diving into the knee there.
Yeah, I don't know which body part
Wow.
hit which, but both of them got to be rattled because there was no momentum after the hit.
No, it just, as you said, just a dead stop and really, really a rough collision. And, you know, you feel here for the both players. I mean, just nice to see Johnson up, but that Highlands player, and I'm sorry, I did not see who it was that went down. Really going down hard.
Yeah, Alcala is next to him, and so I'm trying my process of elimination here. I know it isn't Ramos, but his head coach Ed Rios is out there visited with him.
You know, it's tough. Just both, you know, a ball just out there loose. Both players trying to be the first to get to it. And, you know, usually there's not a whole lot of protection. I mean, whoever's going to get to it, you'll usually win it. But as you said, Greg, I mean, they got to it at the same time, and just two opposing forces coming together at the right moment, just, you know, or wrong moment, depending on how you look at it. Just
Yeah,
really,
it
you know,
really was simultaneous. I don't know if I've really seen anything like that. Normally you can, but based on how the bodies, tend to tumble, you can usually tell who got there first, but that
right.
was just kind of a 50-50 collision.
Yeah,
And the player getting help off the field, but he's up with some cheers from the crowd.
yeah, good sportsmanship here from the Capital Christian crowd and needing some help to walk away. We'll see whether or not he'll be able to get back in here. But you imagine he's done here for the first half. But Johnson there, goodness, I thought he took a knee to the head, but he seems to be up and mobile and will be okay.
Yeah, that was something else. So it seems like the players are all okay, at least okay enough to be up.
Sounds like it was Sergio
Yeah,
Sotelo.
it looks like it was, sir. That's who I was wondering. So number 11, who has been very important forward.
Yeah, he's been the aggressor for the Scots, and so we'll see who picks up the slack.
Looks like Ruano's going to want to start trying. And next to him now is Alcala, as well as Anguiano. Anguiano now with the ball. Finds the trailer. Castaneda. Castaneda dancing, chips it. Knocked away. Scott's just trying to control it. Capital Christian just trying to get it out of here. Ruano pauses, goes for the long one, not on target, easily gloved there. And we're nearing the last few minutes here in the first half. And we'll see how much time's added now that we have had an injury. So we're in the last 2 minutes, or 2-ish minutes. And trying to work his way through the defense there was Alejandro Fernandez. And he tried to weave through too many people, and it's going to be another goal kick.
You know, I usually like to say that the final 2 minutes or that extra time in a soccer match is sort of like the final 10 seconds of a boxing match in a round where you see, you know, teams really get aggressive and try to take advantage here of some mismatches and looking for that goal that's going to put them on top. And Capital Christian really looking to be the aggressor here already.
So Christian Brenton was on the right side of the field, couldn't quite maintain possession. but it gets up to Vincea. Micah Vincea up to Brenton. Brenton, Herskowitz, back to Herskowitz. Just kind of turns around and kicks blindly, doesn't quite get on target. And referees calling offsides. I see it came from the sideline. I was staring at the wrong ref, who wasn't telling me what I needed to know. So
We saw his arm go up and just a whistle.
Go on.
Yeah.
So the offsides call is cleared up. And Scott's going to get a throw in here. Looking to run. There's Castaneda. And Castaneda goes down.
Yeah, just took an outright shove there. It looked like on the back from Edwin Shin.
Yeah, the line referee over there, his flag was waving pretty quickly. We all saw that one. So, free kick opportunity, just over 30 yards out. Five in the box, it's up. And it gets to bounce around, but cleared away by the Cougars. And they're actually going to have an opportunity here.
Yeah, on the counter here. Look at Capital Christian looking really good.
Fernandez bouncing around, and he had the pass there, couldn't get it on target. And Ruano fights for it. However, Brenton is going to get it back to Marino. Marino to Brenton. To Marino again. And he's going to try to pass it forward to himself. Gets cleared out of bounds. And it's going to be a darn near a corner, but not quite.
Yeah, that awkward position there, as you were been talking about, Greg, where it's a throw-in just near the corner, but not going out the back line.
And pushed away up to Ruano. Number 9's facing each other. Fort tries to slide. Now they've got numbers. The Scots, they lose it. What great defense there coming from number 18 for Capital Christian.
Yeah, DeYoung Shin.
That was DeYoung Shin, who really saved the day there and handled the 2-on-1 brilliantly.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, he did. It made things difficult, and generally what you're trying to do there is force the the point man to make a decision, and he did. He played it beautifully.
Yeah, I don't think he even had to wait for the pass. He just kind of took the ball.
Right.
So that made things easier for his defense. But here's a good kick coming in to Garrett. And Danny Garrett can't control it. But that was a laser coming in from the far side. And that's what I expected. That's halftime. Knotted up at 0-0. Both teams have had their chances. Neither team has executed here on the NFHS network. Joey Gonzalez. Joey, any comments before halftime here?
I got to tell you, I really like the I should say gamesmanship here. The impressive. I'm impressed with what Highlands has been able to show, the aggressiveness. They've had shots, their opportunities here. They've tried to take advantage of them. Few and far between, but towards the end of the half, really had a number of opportunities. And I think Coach Ab Alvarez is probably a little surprised here with the result after the first half.
Yeah, Ab Alvarez is going to have a good conversation with his whole team now. But an interesting half, however, uneventful. No yellow cards, no red cards, and no goals. So we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back after this on the NFHS Network, where it all starts here. Come back for the second half. Welcome back, folks. It was a bit, I guess if you look at the stat sheet, Joey, it was a bit uneventful. However, there's a couple things to mention. The game's knotted up at 0. We got the second half coming. Capital Christian started off hot, and then Scots showed some signs of life there toward the end of the first half, but it's a tie game for a reason.
Oh yeah. We're kind of taking a look at some of the numbers here as we talked about. Compare that to our keys of the game. Highlands, we were talking about having them having to pick their shots wisely. They did towards the end of that first half end up with 6 shots on goal. Looking at Capital Christian, we were talking about their running gun style, and they want to keep the ball forward. They finished with 10 shots on goal there in the first half. Very aggressive, especially early on, and it took a while for Highlands to get going, but they almost matched them at a certain point there in the first half. So it's going to be interesting to see how the second half plays, whether or not Highlands gets more aggressive, feeling that they're close to breaking that plane, or if Capital Christian will start to get more aggressive and maybe perhaps run away with this one.
Capital Christian and their bright green yellow green jerseys, kicking off from right to left. Goalies have traded boxes.
I do have to say, as a broadcaster, though, it's nice to see you don't have any issue here of reading who's who, and it's really able to easy to tell who is at what position.
Those are some clear jerseys.
Yes.
Yeah, they are loud and in charge, even though that doesn't rhyme. Here's going to be a corner kick coming from Cap Christian Cougars. And it looks like Marino's going to be taking it from the far side of the field. Headed away, bounced around. Kick isn't on target, and Highlands miss it. No, they're saying it's going to be another corner. So it did go off of a Scott.
Early in that first half, keeper for Highlands, George Silva, very active, but towards the end there, Jalen Johnson, the keeper for Capital Christian, really started to get involved, and so you look to them to be very involved here in this second half, especially as we get into the waning minutes.
Cross is in good spot, but it ends up working its way backwards. And Taylor Garcia tries to work it in from the left wing, and we're going to have another corner.
Yeah, that was really close. It just hit that pylon there, hit the stick, but on the other side.
Garcia's cross is low. And well defended. Garcia gets it back again, though. And he's kind of got some space. Slide tackle away. And some good work there, courtesy of Chagoya.
Yeah, Capital Christian really being aggressive here, keeping their defense all the way forward. In fact, only keeping one defender past the midfield point.
One Scott is down on the ground holding his ankle, and the referee finally blows his whistle.
Well, we've seen a number of Scots go down, and if you look at the players' roster, obviously Capital Christian has a deeper roster, but as well, just look at the size of the players. Capital Christian seems to just be a bigger team overall over Highlands. So surprised that we're not seeing I'm not surprised that we're seeing a few Highlands players go down on some of these collisions.
Head referee Jose Chavez sets up the ball. And free kick taken. Great jump there by Marino.
Yeah, nice to see Castaneda.
Yeah, we're just looking for that same name. Castaneda is indeed back in the game. So he was shaken up there in the first half, but seems to be fine. Cougars looking to clear it. Now looking to push. And a good slide tackle there coming courtesy of Gonzalez.
It's been a while here. Look for Capital Christian, Herskowitz to get involved, their captain. He was involved early on and had many opportunities, but just did not have any touches there towards the end of the first half, and so I know that Coach Alvarez wants to really get him some good looks. Leads the Golden Empire League in goals with 15 coming in.
Taylor Garcia with the throw in. Bounces around for a goal kick. Just 5 minutes into this first half.
If If you want to watch more of your school's great events like the game you're enjoying here, then tell your school to sign up for the NFHS Network School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to www.nfhsnetwork.com/SBP.
So Taylor Garcia tries to work it through, and is able to bounce it off of a couple Scots defenders, and now they're going to take another corner kick. They've had their share so far today, but they have not been able to capitalize. And it looks like Marino's going to be taking it. Marino tends to push him up for headers a bit more. So keep an eye out for Herskowitz, who's waiting around in the box. And punched away by the keeper, rolls on the ground, kicked away, and the Scots are still in this.
Some great defensive play, not just coming from Silva, but just that defensive back line doing a good job of having them out.
And that one almost gets through, and it's tapped away by the keeper once again.
Just a beautiful bicycle kick there from Herskowitz. You can hear the oohs and ahs here from the Capital Christian crowd. But Silva doing a good job just punching it away. But an opportunity here for Capital Christian on the corner.
And Marino's going to be taking it again. Now, he's been kicking him to the far side of the box almost every time. So trying to see if he can pull that again. And up and over. It's touched on. It's bouncing around. It's like a pinball in there. Who's coming away with it? And there go the Scots. And they've got a 2-on-2. And they're maintaining.
Yeah, just a little wide there on that control. Would have liked to see Sal Ramos maybe control that a little bit further. Just you got your defender backpedaling. Just try to beat him off the ball.
And DeYoung Shin, again, kind of just waiting back as the final defender and has been able to stop any breakaway that's happened so far today, really playing that sweeper position well.
Yeah, you said it. He's really come up big and stopping those breakaways here by Highlands, making it difficult to get into that attacking third.
Danny Garrett loses it out of bounds.
But we talked about it, again, the keys of the game. Highlands doing a good job just picking their spots, and they've been able to stay in this one. I mean, it's anyone's match at this point. Despite the aggressiveness from Capital Christian, Highlands doing a great job defensively and then, putting pressure when they can on the counters.
Yeah, Highlands really came to play. Joey, when we saw them early, I saw Capital Christian getting ready, setting up their cones, and then I looked over and noticed Highlands. They were already doing their high steps. They were already doing their drills. They've come with a very professional approach today, and I think it's shown on the field.
Right, yeah, absolutely. Coach Rios has them set, ready to go. I mean, this is a big opportunity here for the small school out of North Highlands.
Perez with the throw-in.
Good control.
Yeah, that looks good from Alcala. He tries to push it through. And he hits the turf, and he isn't even up there to get the next ball. So referee's checking on him. We've seen that happen a few times to to the Scots today, and they're calling the coach over.
Not exactly sure what happened. I thought for a minute maybe it could have been a ricochet, but the way he's rolling on the ground, I didn't see a whole lot of contact down there, Greg. So can't really be sure what exactly happened.
Yeah, we're just maybe it was a hit to the nose based on the body language now, but when you're moving so close quickly down there, a finger to the eye, a shoulder to the nose, that kind of stuff, you kind of feel like you're going to die.
Right.
It's especially in the cold
Very
weather.
extreme.
Yeah. So you really feel it. The lightest touch in the wrong part of the head. Yeah, you'll hit the turf like that. Now,
Yeah.
it looks like he's stretching as well, so. It means he's in conversation. They're figuring out how to get him up. He's got a lot of his teammates around him. He's going to be okay. And indeed, he's going to get scooped up. No, they're going to be helping him off the field.
Ooh, yeah.
So he looks like he might be cramped up because he's not using his leg.
Right.
So that's going to be my guess that it wasn't really contact. He hit the ground because of his leg there. But that's Chagoya.
And I mean, in a sense, you talk about cramps, like that's possibly it because shouldn't be completely surprising. The weather here today, I think players don't really think that they need to hydrate as often or as much as you would think, considering it's not as hot, but still, I mean, cramps can play a role here. And if you're not hydrated properly, I mean, it can really come up and bite you.
I mean, I've gotten cramp in my leg, sitting my desk at work. So when they're out here doing the real work, I gotta say it can sneak up on you.
I tell you, nothing's worse than a Charlie horse in the morning when you're trying to get out of bed. Oh my goodness! Talk about feeling like you're gonna die. Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah, these guys showing us what it means to be tough. Here's
Right.
Michelle now out on the field, and he looks like he's going to be looking to take this free kick. And he's going to tip it off it and bounces into the keeper's mitts. And Jalen Johnson with another easy save it is, but only because it was on goal.
An opportunity here for Vincent Cisneros, who's come in now playing the wing on that forward.
Low rolling ball slides off target. That's going to be a goal kick.
Kind of taking a look at the second half numbers already. I mean, Capital Christian, obviously, a majority spent on their the attacking third. Already 6 shots here in the second half. Highlands only with 1. So we'll see if Highlands can punch through here. Just need to take advantage of some of these breakaway opportunities.
Anguiano. Looks like they're going to try to push it forward to Cisneros, and it gets thwarted.
Yep.
And Cap Christian's pushing, but again, that stingy defense back there. This time it was Perez, but I'm watching this whole Highlands team. I'm rotating their names a lot more than I feel like I am for the Cougars.
Yeah, mids for Capital Christian doing a great job of just taking away any breakaway opportunities.
It's bounced around. That gets to some deadly feet, but a whistle blows, and that's going to go the other way. And this has been a fairly quiet referee group here. Again, there's head referee Jose Chavez who made that call.
Yeah, you said it. Not many whistles. A clean game, no cards. So you like to see that in championship soccer.
And Cougar fans trying to get some sound going, as this has been a pretty quiet game altogether, but there hasn't really been anything for the fans to talk about
and
yet.
You wonder whether or not they're a bit surprised here to be in the position that they're in. I mean, it's not as if they haven't had their opportunities. I mean, they've been there, but Highlands, give them credit. They've defensively been doing a fantastic job of keeping Capital Christian quiet.
Turnip Seed gets it back to Popov, and Highlands running. Slowing it down. They don't have numbers, but they do have position. And a good ball coming back to Castaneda. And it's Castaneda versus Garrett. And that one, nowhere near target. Highlands thinking it's a shot, and they are now 15 minutes into the second half with just under a half an hour to go. Anguiano heads it backwards. And that is thrown in, then kicked out. And we'll see if Cap Christian tries to take possession away here. I think, yeah, Highlands is just trying to clear it. Gets bicycled backwards. And Anguiano just trying to get it out of there.
Yeah, Capital Christian just, again, very aggressive. Their setup here really shows how much they were really looking for that goal to put them on top.
Yeah, Silva, again, having a great game in the box.
And you wonder whether or not Highlands at some point is going to kind of show the same aggressiveness on the other side.
There's Ruano. He's going to try to push a through ball in. However, Zach Fort is set up there to hold on to the defense. Yeah, this has been a really interesting game so far. Still knotted up at 0. And neither team really showing their dominance. It's both teams showing effort.
Yeah.
It's out there. And the thing about dealing with the underdogs, Capital Christian has to remember, the longer Highlands is in this game, the longer they're going to realize that they can win it.
Right, yeah. And that's the thing, and it's not as if Capital Christian has not been aggressive, but you said it, Highlands came to play, and Highlands, they're a worthy opponent, showing despite being the 6th seed, deserve to be in this match.
And starting to hear frustration from the Capital Christian fans as they have not been able to get anything in despite their swift forwards. Headed up. And cleared again by Highlands. And he might get around Ben. That's Ruano. He's going to be fighting for this one. Let's see if he can try to at least get a corner out of it. And Anguiano. Back to Ruano. And offsides.
You got to remember to get back there on those situations, the defensive.
Yeah, Taylor Garcia's quick. He's going up with Herskowitz. And Garcia goes down. And frustration from the fans. I didn't see too much contact.
Yeah, not a whole lot of contact. Garcia's the first, as far as I can recall, Cougar to go down here so far. And I think the fact, but you can't fault the referees there. They've been quiet all morning long.
Yeah, I'm kind of trusting the referees on this
Right.
one. They've blown the whistle when it's important, but for the most part, these two teams are playing. However, Taylor Garcia is still limping a bit. And this is headed toward goal, bouncing around. Oh, he goes for the pass instead of the shot.
Yeah, Capital Christian just has not been able to take advantage there, right in front of the net.
Yeah, it
They've
looked
had
like
their
an
opportunities.
opportunity for even to blindly kick it at goal if you're down there in the post.
Yeah, 7 shots already. So it's not as if Capital Christian has not had their opportunities. Just some good keeping play from Highlands and defense, and some errant shots from Cap Christian.
I've noticed also a lot of just simple passes from Highlands, and they haven't been executing the difficult passes as well. Right. But when they're just kind of tossing it around to each other, they're able to chip away at some of that yardage.
Right.
And kind of compensate for the athleticism of Capital Christian. Free kick.
Yeah, you can see Capital Christian just...
And that found the corner of the net! That was incredible. I don't know if that was tipped in or if Taylor Garcia just kicked that one in himself. I think Garcia just found the goal.
Yeah, but it looked to me, I wish we'd be able to see the replay, but it looked to me it was just right off the head of Herskowitz, but assisted there by Garcia. Would have to go back and take a look. We'll get the official number, but yeah, I mean, just a good job there, finally breaking through, clearing the plane for Capital Christian.
And that was when I least expected it. I mean, honestly, it had gotten old. But here comes Herskowitz again. He's got the 1-0 lead. He's already got a goal today. Herskowitz dancing through a few defenders, loses possession, and he's frustrated. But again, Capital Christian taking the lead on an unexpected play versus the back and forth we've seen at the midfield here. As we are nearing the final quarter of this game. And now it's going to get a lot more difficult for Highlands because they haven't had as nearly as many shots as they would have liked.
Yeah, no, you said it, and the aggressiveness. I don't see Capital Christian slowing that down. In fact, I think they're going to go full on pedal to the metal here.
Yeah, Capital Christian, despite the 1-goal lead, they are still playing as if it's tied. They're pushing for the goal. They just want to get that 2-goal lead to really get that buffer because right now, when you score 1 goal, that's the easiest time to give up another one. And a yellow card is called there, but I saw two Capital Christian players collide with each other. So the first yellow card of the game is given. So yeah, the game being 1-0. The best view we have right now is Herskowitz, Paul Herskowitz getting that first goal. However, the assist for sure, if not the goal itself, came in from Taylor Garcia. Right. And I think at least he's the name the person we should be tipping our hats to because that was one heck of a free kick.
Yeah, because if anything, Herskowitz had just a simple header. I don't, not to say a header is simple, but it seemed as if it just grazed the head there and got the angle from Herskowitz.
Yeah, it may have already been going in.
Right.
It was the kick was the magnificent moment really there. That was that was something
the big highlight. Yeah, that was the big highlight.
So it's 1-0. We're entering the final fourth of this game, and I feel like the energy has changed a bit because while it was a knotted up game, it was one thing, but I almost feel like there's a lot less tension here now coming from the Capital Christian side. Capital Christian is going to be throwing it in now, and they are in the third that they want to be. So Danny Garrett takes 3 steps, goes over his head, and he's going to get it into Taylor Garcia. Garcia's going to head it back, and we're going to have another goal kick. And a bit of a shove. And the back there of Chagoya, and Chagoya is going to take it pretty quickly. And nope, they're going to send it back to free kick and set it up from the further part of midfield.
And Greg, as this gets into the 20, under 20 minutes here, it's going to be interesting to see, as you were saying earlier, how Highlands plays this the rest of the way. They've been very fundamental, been very solid, been keeping their defense back. Haven't really seen them be too aggressive, with their forwards. But at some point, you would think that Coach Rios is going to go ahead and allow these guys to get out and run. Could be dangerous territory with Capital Christian's athleticism, but you got to take some shots, and you got to try to get those opportunities.
And looks like I think Highlands is going to get the free kick there. And that's what I saw. And now Highlands really wants this kick, and they want it quick. They don't want the referee to talk about it or think about it. They're taking this kick, and they're going to come in from the left wing. So great opportunity here.
Yeah, why not
take a set piece?
Yeah, take advantage of this dead time here.
3 in the box. Make it 4. 2 on the wall for Cap Christian. They've got their angles covered pretty well. Let's see if they can get it in. Highlands volleying for it. And again, that athleticism of the defense there of Cap Christian tells the story.
Yeah, they were just quicker to the ball, faster to knock it out and clear it. Highlands just doing what they can, but Capital Christian just a little bit better defensively.
And another Highlands player hits the ground, as some fans on this side wanted a handball because his hand was in the air, but
Yeah.
I think he pulled it down in time. But Capital Christian has really been resilient, and when I think about it, the fans have shown their panic. The fans have shown when they got
Right.
nervous when it was tied, a bit of frustration.
Right.
But the players on the field have been cold as ice. Like really, when it was a
Right.
tie game, they stuck to their game plan. They finally got that goal, and because the Highlands were so stingy, it did take a beautiful free kick to get
Right.
it. But they're doing what they do, and there's a reason why they've won this so many times.
Just difficult to defend there. That, as you said, a free kick from Taylor Garcia, and having an opportunity as Highlands is going to be substituting here.
Castaneda is a player we've seen go
Yeah.
off today, and he is currently carrying his teammate all by himself to get him
Talk
to the
about some
sideline.
teamwork, yeah.
Yeah, so that was something special. Picks up a bit of a smaller defender, but he's now on the sideline, and the game's going to resume. So Ramos went down. And sloppy pass. It's going to give Cap Christian.
Yeah, those passes just have not been crisp, and if they've been more on target, perhaps Highlands would have had more opportunities, and it could be a different story in this match. But Capital Christian just a little faster, a little bit better, and when your passes aren't on target, Capital Christian is probably going to come up with it more times than not.
Here's going to be the throw in for the Cougars. And it's off the top of the post, or part off the cross beam. And then a free kick is going to send, or a penalty is going to send it the other way. But that's the third time now, or second time I've seen the Cougars hit iron.
Oh, yeah, and Herskowitz just missing his second goal there.
Here's Turnip Seed, the freshman, working toward the right wing. Back to Marino. And that goes off the back heel of Alejandro Fernandez. And nope, I think they're going to be calling that one a corner. And Marino's going to take it and quickly get it into Garcia. Garcia to Marino, up and headed away.
Good clear out there by Highlands.
And Highlands looking to run. And there goes Cisneros. And they're trying to push, and yeah, they're pushing harder now. This game's changing a bit. Michelle. And there's the upright defense of Capital Christian.
Yeah, just one of the few times you've seen the now everybody just going to the ground
yeah,
here.
there's a lot of people hitting the ground, and referee lets him sit for a bit before he goes to check on him. This has kind of been a fun game to watch as far as the officiating's gone. But
yeah, they've been clean.
Yeah,
game has been clean. Not a whole lot of whistles. some confusion here. It seems like from the players.
Yeah, it's going to be a throw-in.
Join the conversation, fans. The NFHS Network is on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, giving you access to the best in high school sports every week. Follow the NFHS Network on your favorite social media sites to keep up with all the high school action on the NFHS Network. Hashtag We Are High School.
Cisneros ends up throwing it directly into Herskowitz. Herskowitz and Fernandez and Garcia. Garcia tries to cross the box. His shot is deflected before it gets into it. And now Highlands pushing. Headed out by Highlands, and Danny Garrett, senior, quickly throws into Herskowitz. And Herskowitz keeps it fair, but referee blows his whistle down in the box, and now he's saying it was indeed a free kick now.
Opportunity here for Highlands. And Coach Rios has got himself a program. Only 7 seniors on this roster out of a roster of 20, and so many underclassmen here. Highlands is going to be a team here, I think, that is going to be around. Could be back here in this situation come again next year, perhaps.
And a good move there is going to give the Highlands a great opportunity, and kicked a little bit early. A little ambitious there from Ramos. And Saul Ramos is going to trot back to play defense, but he did have the numbers. Danny Garrett pushing it forward to Herskowitz and to Fernandez. And the keeper falls on it. George Silva played with that one a little bit too much for maybe his coach's liking, but he gets down on it. Now to Vancia. So Arizaga, now at the left back position. He's going to try to clear it, but he's going to be running into number 13, Christian Brenton.
Daniel Arizaga has played a good game here for Highlands defensively. He's really gotten in the mix and deflected a number of shots here from Capital Christian. Really want to give him credit for the game he's been playing.
So we're getting down to the final minutes here, about 7 to go. And throwing the ball in once again is going to be Danny Garrett. Hard throw, gets forward, and it wasn't quite on target. But Alejandro Fernandez still tried to do something with it.
Time to take it away here for the Scots.
Yeah, Capital Christian still leading 1-0. Scott's trying to get something done. That 6th-seeded team working their way into this championship unexpectedly, but deservedly so. They earned their spot here, and that ball may get hit by a car.
Yeah.
So let's just get a new one.
Kind of reminiscent, playing soccer or kickball out on your in your yard when the ball gets away from you, and as the car's coming, there it goes.
Yep, I'm familiar with the pop sound of when the car hits your ball. Yeah.
Yeah, losing both balls, so time taken away here for the Scots.
Yeah, Scott's looking for a quick throw-in.
Yeah, this is the furthest I've seen the Scots defense playing, so they're really trying to get aggressive here in this match.
There's Castaneda. He tries to strike something up, and it's going to deflect back to Herskowitz, and Cap Christian fans seem to be familiar with that. They just saw him with the ball, and they knew something can happen.
Oh, yeah, getting excited for your best player. An opportunity to close out his senior year with the championship. Just an unbelievable career here for Paul Herskowitz. If Capital Christian wins this one, he's a 4-time champion. Really speaks to the level of play and that Herskowitz has brought to this Cougars club.
Yeah, Danny Garrett off his right foot. And Castaneda throws it straight in to Taylor Garcia. And here comes Garrett. He's showing his speed along the left wing. He's going to get it into Herskowitz. Herskowitz stops, pops. And the chip shot goes just outside of the left post. But a good look.
Yeah, right there, right in front of the net. But just a bit wide.
And here comes Castaneda going 1 against 3. And that's got to be frustrating for him.
Yeah, Highlands just have not had the numbers on the counter and really misses some opportunities.
And that's a handball. And if I saw it and the ref saw it,
Right.
I'm going to say it was.
I agree with you. Bryce Turnipseed there. Getting the handball.
Yeah, just a freshman, but he didn't start today, but he's come and played maybe even the majority of the minutes. Capital Christian using the depth of that bench. Alcala. Gets forward to Garcia and Herskowitz. Herskowitz, Garcia, and Turnipseed. Back to Herskowitz. Taps with the right foot, finds the top right corner. What composure from the team captain. And now Capital Christian leads 2-0.
Well, if there was any question on whether or not Herskowitz had that goal earlier in this in the 20th minute, there was no doubt this time. Herskowitz putting his mark on this one.
Yeah, he really did. I mean, I thought there was a second he was going to lose it. But Capital Christian fans, they seem confident now as we get now down to the last 3 minutes to this one. The Stomps have started 2-0 Cougars.
Yeah, and they can already smell a four-peat. And what a career here for Paul Herskowitz.
Yeah, 4 years, 4 championships. That's something we only see so often in any sport.
And I think Coach Rios just doing the right thing here, just letting them run. Trying to get something on the board. But, talk about Highlands. I mean, they, as it were, a 6th seed coming in, big underdogs, looking to play spoiler here and looking for the big upset. And it took all the way till late in the second half before Capital Christian was able to finally break through.
Yeah, Castaneda has been a bit of a bright spot for the Highland Scots. However, he really hasn't had as much opportunity as like. I'll see him do a lot with a little, but it seems like a little wasn't enough.
Right.
So Scott's looking for something really special to be able to turn this around. I mean, a 2-0 lead isn't set in stone.
Yeah, no, and especially here with now into extra time. Really will have to look to be aggressors.
Castaneda gets a good through ball in, and Scott's looking for an opportunity, and they find the back of the net. So there's the miracle that the Scots have been looking for. That's at least the first half of it. Now they're going to be looking for that second goal that came in from the left wing, and boy, are they hustling. They want this game to continue so that they can try to tie this up. Looks like some defenders are coming on just based on their size. I'd say numbers 16 and 26 for Cap Christian. That'll be Popov and the older Keaton Turnipseed, a senior. And that goal coming courtesy of Jonathan Castaneda.
Yeah, nice to see. He took that, had probably his best opportunity in that first half when he went down.
Look at Highlands, man. They are ready to start these last couple minutes. We are now entering added time. And it is 2-1. All the goals coming in at the end here.
Yeah, how big is that Paul Herskowitz goal now in the third minute?
Yeah, that really makes it something special. At first, the 2-0 lead, it seemed nice, but now it's essential for them to be able to pull away this win. We've seen a lot of downtime. And so Highlands, let's see if, nope, they're going to be keeping possession. So they've got a throw in now. The tension has come back on this side of the field.
Yeah. Highlands just trying to push it into extra time now, looking for that equalizer.
Now Cougars have possession. Just looking to park the bus. Highlands pushing up to Castaneda and quickly cleared away by the Cougars' number 9, Zach Fort, who has been good back there and his few times has been playing sweeper. But we got to see when this referee blows this whistle, and I think that's all they need to do.
Yeah, it could be coming here at any point.
And that goes off the foot out of bounds. Now Capital Christian looking for another opportunity. And they're going to push it up to Taylor Garcia.
Give credit here. I'm sorry, I was going to say give credit here to Capital Christian not looking to sit on the lead.
And yeah, it looks like they're going to get a free kick. Now their defender's going back to get the other ball.
Well, Taylor Garcia kicked the ball away to try to buy some time. It gets the yellow card there.
Yeah, that's only going to add to the added time.
Oh, yeah.
Ball is low, but plenty of Cougars there waiting for it. And they're just trying to keep it in the air. They don't want it at anybody's feet. Any minute now. Highlands, are they going to pull off one heck of a miracle? Or this is going to go as we expected.
Looks like Capital Christian's getting the Gatorade ready. Looking to dump some ice onto Coach Alvarez for his 4th straight championship.
They just want to hear the whistle blow when it's in the air. That's all they know. And oh man! I needed to look at that for a few seconds to figure out if it was in the net. That was one heck of a kick, but it bounced over the back of the net. And again, Cougars just trying to. Advantage is called.
And you know, for Cougars fans, this added time just seems to be never ending.
Yeah, they feel like this has been longer than the game itself, I'm sure.
Ooh.
Hard slide tackle, heard that.
Again, just seems as just both teams are just throwing haymakers now, and that's it.
And the referee blows his whistle, and the underdogs couldn't quite do it. They made it to the end, but in the end, reigning champions, Capital Christian Cougars, have won the Division V Sac Joaquin section title. So a great win here for the Cougars once again, really doing something special. We got to say hats off to the Highland Scots. They had a great season to get to this point, and they played some great soccer. You know, they've got a good system in place. They didn't have the athleticism. They played well, but they hung in there till the end.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they were well-deserved and well-prepared for this match and taking Capital Christian deep into the second half.
Yeah, so in the end, the score is 2-1. A big goal at the end, courtesy of Mr. Herskowitz, the senior and team captain, gets the go-ahead of goal. I mean, who else but the 4-time reigning champion captain, 4-time starter. he did it all, and then he came through in the clutch.
Yeah, you said it. Coming up with 2 goals here in this championship match to finish his senior career, or I should say, his senior season, and cap off a good way to cap off his high school career with the Cougars.
So again, congratulations to the Cougars. They are your Division 5 section champions. We're going to be back with more soccer here on the NFHS Network, so stick around for a wonderful day of the world's most favorite sport. We'll be back after this on the NFHS Network, where it all starts here.